Hello everyone and welcome to this sort of special stream on the Elysium launch day with all the current streams going on and well all these crazy things happening. I thought to myself, hey, why not try to be a special Snowflake and actually stream something else? And like for everyone that well maybe wants some company while trying to log in or that is not interested in like if the server crashes or stuff. Maybe it's a smooth launch, maybe I'm completely wrong and I look like a total idiot and like everything will be fine, but in any case I won't stream Elysium today and like the Nostalrius relaunch. This will be more of like, I don't know, just playing a bit. Maybe we can chat a bit, you can update me on the craziness that is happening on Nostalrius, but I don't know, I just felt like it. Again, I think there will be so many people that stream Nostalrius today, and if you are interested in that, and you can just hop over there, I guess. So, for everyone else, yeah, I welcome you to the stream. Thanks for joining me here, and, well, maybe we can have like a nice short time on Primal WoW. So, yeah, by the way, this is Primal WoW. I think I explained this like right at the start, right? And basically Wrath of the Lich King server that is kept at vanilla content right now. So yeah, pretty much like a lot of custom servers that are in development at the moment. And yeah, we will playing here a bit. And again, feel free to like leave the stream to watch some Elysium launch and all that stuff, but yeah, I don't know, again, I think there are more than enough streams about that, and in case the launch goes pretty harsh and like a lot of crashing and delay is happening, then I just figured it wouldn't be so cool to stream, and yeah, that's why we are here. But okay, that's just be quick about the reasoning why I'm doing this, and yeah, thanks for joining me on this. Hey everyone, doing fine so far. I hope you guys won't be too pissed at me for doing this. I could imagine like some people were looking forward to actually me playing on Nostalrius, and I will of course like the next few days, and also especially like when the new PvP PvE, I think, yeah, when the new PvE realm launches, no, PvP, I think, yeah, only the PvP realm relaunches new, right? So when that will be the case, then we will play on Nostalrius of course, and then I will stream it live, because then I also like have the plan to level really fast and like get a head start and everything. So this will be interesting to watch. But I figured like logging onto my main account right now, like on my old rogue, he's around level 45, I think. That just like, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do, like just leveling a bit, I guess. But the thing is, like even getting on the server and even trying to do anything, I think will be very hard. So yeah, we are just having a relaxed stream today, and we won't bother with any of this, I guess. Again, if you are interested, like I think Alex, maybe even Orc-Bit, Hamster Wheel, I think they wanted to stream this. I'm not too sure about it though. But yeah, there are plenty of people that are currently, I think it's like 6 PM, like in a few seconds, so they are probably trying to log in right now. And yeah, you can join them if you want. Yeah, good point, Dodgy. Thanks for being here. Quite cool of you too. Who is it? Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm super psyched about the whole relaunch, and it means a lot for the private server community, and I really wish Elysium a good and smooth launch day and everything. But again, like, I will be there on the fresh PvE release, and I will try to level there. But for now, like, again, even if we manage to play, I think it wouldn't be that interesting, like, on my old character.
Don't be shy. You be careful, man. Okay.
But I guess the main reason really is that there are so many streams about vanilla, and maybe some people are looking for something different today, and that's why we are here. I mean, there will be a lot of people like that actually come from afar, like that. It sounded weird, right? But that actually don't belong right now to the private server community, and that will just try to get in and everything. And maybe it's even quite nice to show them, like, if they are looking for the streams and everything, to show them that there are also like other servers, and like to show them the range of different servers to some extent at least. I mean, it's a fast stretch and probably not as great as I imagine it right now in my head. But I don't know. Maybe someone will say, hey, what is this Primal thing about? Like, what is there? I only thought there would be like vanilla servers or something. Who knows? We'll see about that. By the way, I really wonder if like the big streams like Alex actually will be able to stream for the full time. Like with the recent takedown of the WoW Awakening video, I'm actually not too sure if that might be a sign that, well, I mean, it kind of showcased that Blizzard actually has reach into YouTube, right? And I mean, if that stream gets too much fuss, like it was the same thing on Twitch, right? Under a certain, like, if you stay under a certain view, under a certain, well, popularity, then you're kind of going under the radar. But I think maybe even on YouTube, like, if it gets too big, then I don't know, maybe Blizzard will be aware of this and the stream will have problems. I'm not hoping that is the case, because I think like the publicity that the private server scene gets right now, that's something pretty good and important. But it just makes me wonder, like, again, this recent video takedown kind of made me a bit concerned, because it kind of shows that Blizzard, I mean, if they want, I think they own their content, and it shows that YouTube actually like also has the same understanding about the ownership of content. But yeah, what's your what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that Blizzard will actually intervene with live streams today, like with people that cover the relaunch, or would you imagine that they don't have the power or the reach to actually, well, do that? Yeah, you're right, Archie. Probably in a few days when the dust settled a bit, then it will be okay to play there. But for now, like really, I mean, to some extent, it's quite cool. Like I think it has its own charm. Like this whole madness, like fighting about mobs and like seeing all the players and maybe even going for some crazy open world PvP. But then again, like on the stress tests, we've kind of seen this now, and like strangely enough, I think the stress test where everyone had level 60 characters was the least enjoyable one for me. I was kind of surprised by this, but like the 2 stress tests before that, I think they were a bit more fun actually. I'm not too sure why that is the case. Probably because it was like just so laggy, and it was, I don't know, with the delay you can't really, like PvP is basically, delay in a PvP scenario is basically horrible. It's like, it makes it literally unplayable, and maybe that was also one of the reasons. So yeah, with all the stress testing and everything, I think we already covered this quite a bit, right? What do you mean with about 200 ms, like the latency on Elysium right now? Oh, alright. Yeah, cool. That's actually not that bad, I think. I mean, what they've shown so far was very promising, don't get me wrong. Like, I think the server didn't even crash that often on the stress tests, and I think that's quite amazing. Also, like, they went about the whole recovery of the other like accounts and everything. That was pretty amazing with the tokens and how well this went. So props to those guys, really. Sorry.
Be safe.
Hey, Leak. Yeah. Shitty digest. Like, it takes some time, but this will be a continued series. I'm not too sure yet when. Like, I'm planning to do 1 to 2 of those videos a month. It always depends, like, with what kind of material I can work with, like, if there's anything funny, if I have, like, a idea, you know, that kind of stuff. And, yeah, I mean, that's one part. The other one is that I will, in the future, I think I won't have that much time anymore, but, well, that's to be determined. We'll see about that. But yeah, I will continue the series. We'll make a part 3, part 4, and estimate. I think you can estimate of like getting maybe 1 or 2 a month, basically. Like, the reason I was able to release the second part only a week after the first one is because I kind of grinded it out, you know. I really try to do it as fast as possible, try to collect, like, I mean, as we were able to see in the video, I went even into the history of, like, the post history of users, and try to come up with stuff. And also, I mean, Alex, he kind of went batshit, to be honest. Like, this week, I don't know what was with him, but he kind of went crazy. Like, those tweets, I don't know, that was just, I mean, in my community approach video I did like 2-3 weeks back, I kind of like defended him and everything, but I don't know, it's gotten worse. It's something really strange that's gotten into him, and well, I hope it gets better. Basically, I hope he finds some way to reflect a bit and to actually see like how crazy some of the stuff is he says. And I hope like videos like this, I hope really they help with that, like not attacking someone and not like flaming someone, but rather like showing them like some sort of mirror and showing them, hey, don't you realize how weird this is what you are doing right now? Like basically flaming one of the good things that Blizzard does right now, like charity, by the way, or like comparing himself with Martin Luther King. That's just, it's so insane. And like this is the kind of stuff I'm trying to work with. Not really attacking someone and not really flaming him in that regard, but rather showing him, hey, it's like, what the fuck. And that's also like the mentality I want to follow with those videos. Like I don't want it to be in a point where I call people out or like I incite drama or anything. I mean, it would be rather easy. Like, I think it would be easier for me and it would lead to like a higher output. But I don't want to do that actually. On Primal right now. Let's see. That's actually quite a lot, to be honest. I didn't expect to be so many people here. Like, I thought I would be one of the only guys that actually would play on the server, but apparently there are 153 people online on Primal right now, which is quite nice. But if you could give me like a heads up on how many people are online on Elysium, I would also be very interested in that. So in case the question was regarding that, then I would also like to know that. I also wonder if the current like relaunch of the two servers will have like a higher influx in players than the launch of the fresh server, because on one hand there are like two servers right now, which probably divides like the demand and helps out with that. But then again, it's a bit weird. I mean, maybe the hype dies down a bit before the fresh... but no, never mind. I think the fresh PvP server, I think it will be crazier than what we are seeing right now. At least I think that will be the case, but I'm not sure. Like, there are a lot of factors that go into that equation, and I can't actually tell which one of those launches will be more insane. So if anyone has any numbers regarding the launch or like the relaunch of the two servers right now, would be very interested to know. But yeah, for the time being, let's talk a bit about Primal WoW. Again, basically 3.3.5 server, but with vanilla content. So there is a lot of a lot of custom balancing basically to keep things interesting, because of course if you would just leave it at the original like Wrath of the Lich King content with just a level 60 level cap, I think that would be a bit too easy. And so they try to balance things out. And currently they are on Naxxramas, and they release, like, they have a pretty interesting release schedule. Like, basically it's not one wing per week. It's more like the first, second, third, fourth boss of each week release per week. So they should be done with this, I think, by the end of the year. I think like the beginning of January is actually when Kel'Thuzad will be released. So yeah, we'll see how that works. Probably won't take too long. I mean, after all, it's very custom. Like, I don't like, you can't compare this to the original vanilla Naxxramas release. Like, I don't think it will be as hard as that, but after everything is cleared and done, and maybe like add a few more months to that, I'm not too sure about the actual schedule, but they have plans for bringing this whole server into TPC and then of course into Wrath of the Lich King content after that. So that's what they are trying to do. It's basically progress through expansions, only with the difference that you are already on, like, you will always play on the same kind of client and with your same character. Like, it's quite cool like that, actually. Okay, not lucky right now to find some more peons. Ooh, nice. Yeah. 5,400 on PvE, that's pretty interesting. I don't think I have many characters there. I think like a warlock and another rogue maybe. But they are quite low level, and on like mainly I was active on the PvP realm with my rogue and also like a hunter, I think, both being a bit higher level. Again, the rogue around level 44, I think. So yeah. Oh, there's another one, that's nice. But it's very nice to hear that everything is stable. Like, really, I mean it. That's really good. Like, of course, it kind of makes me look like an idiot because I was expecting that it would be like a login simulator and that actually almost no one would be able to play. But I'm really glad that I was wrong in that regard, and they seem to have managed to have a pretty smooth launch, which is amazing considering like all the odds.
What are you looking for?
I wonder if the PvE or the PvP realm is higher regarding population, because on the one hand the PvE realm was a bit fresher and for that reason might attract a few more players. On the other hand, a lot of people had their mains on the PvP realm, and it was like, regarding the player base, it was much higher than the PvE realm back in the old, like when Nost had to close down the server. So I wonder how this balances out, like if more people prefer actually being able to have in at least in some way like a bit of a fresher start, like without other players being too far ahead, or if they think that like it's better to play on a more established server, like on a more advanced server. I mean, like for me personally, I probably would check out my old rogue, because regarding like starting fresh and starting new, I would wait anyway for the fresh PvP launch. So, but I mean, that's only my opinion, and I guess that's always up for debate, right? That's indeed very impressive. Not one like disconnect or anything amazing. Like, heads off to them. That's pretty sick. I mean, when I read that number, like around 80,000 accounts registered, I really thought that there would be almost no chance. Even though the relaunch went well and everything. I mean, it sounds a bit insane. I mean, the stress test went well. It still, like, just sounds very unlikely that everything would go as planned, but again, looks like I've been proven wrong, and it's actually a good thing. I'm quite glad about that.
Hey there. Bye-bye now.
Speak, friend.
Again, I'm a bit surprised that there are so many people online on Primal right now. I mean, it's 150, right? But like, for launch day of Elysium, I really thought I would be alone here. Like, almost. So, makes me hope that Primal actually gets some more attention right now and still gets quite an okay player base. Maybe, like, it would be enough, I think, if if it would peak around 500. That's like the, I think, like the minimum amount of players on a like, for a server where I would think, okay, that's actually quite fine for me. Like, anything below that would still be probably okay, but I would already getting kind of meh. I think like the perfect population for me personally is around 1,500, maybe 2,000, but meh, depends. Legion client? I'm not too sure what you mean with that, but I don't have like a Legion client or anything. It's really just the standard 3.3.5 Wrath of the Lich King client, basically. There's nothing custom about this. Like, at least not about the models or like graphics. It's really just the standard kind of thing.
Later. Elysium. How you doing?
Probably should add Primal WoW to this stream. Like, to the title description. So the people, like, even without reading the description, because almost no one reads the description, right? So that it's a bit more clear what is happening here and it's not as cryptic. So again, I think for the next few days I will play a bit more on Nostalrius. Probably... can't tell actually, like when. Probably at night again, and like on the rogue, like on the old PvP server. But I don't think I will pursue that for too long, and when the new kind of server launches, then I will go all in, I think. Wrath of the Lich King as a hunter is actually so much easier than in vanilla. I mean, the change from the distance is huge. Like this kiting that you can see right now, where I can shoot NPCs by just running away for a bit. That's of course that's not possible on any vanilla client. I'm quite surprised that Primal did not change that. I mean, after all, they kinda aiming for a 3.35 client with a 1.12 like experience, at least to some extent. And I guess it wouldn't be that crazy to think that they changed the distance to like 10 yard, like 8, I think it's 8 yards, right? Like on the, or 10? Yeah, 10, I think on vanilla. Like, I'm getting a bit confused with the metric system because we don't have yards in Europe. But it should be 10 yards. A lot of veins here, since the area is quite uncontested. Should think about picking up like a profession. Oh no, this is not Nostalrius, but yeah. I guess you can think that, right? I kind of phrased the title in a weird way. Okay, looks like line of sight is... Oh, that's stupid. That's really bad. I'm actually dying here, if he won't help me. Okay, good thing. Can you maybe give me a few arrows? I mean, he's like a hunter. I think that hasn't happened to me in a really long time. Like, actually running out of ammunition. That's pretty embarrassing for any hunter player. But hey, if you're watching this stream, thanks for the help. Probably not though, probably just a random guy helping me out here. Yeah, always make sure that you have enough ammunition, especially if you are streaming. This is very embarrassing otherwise. probably should get the update, the add-on for Wrath of the Lich King as well. Like I have it on the vanilla client right now. Raise Auto Shot. It's a very useful add-on. It kinda helps you time better when your auto shot is ready again, because that timing also varies regarding your attack speed and so like it's not that easy to just figure it out by playing for a long time, because it changes. Like you can't really learn it by just playing. At the early levels, of course, it's possible because there's not really a change, but later on it's just very different. So what I'm trying to say with this is that you can't really get a feeling for it, and you rather have to really get like the add-on to time it properly. Hey Hexagon, thanks for joining me in the stream. So yeah, right now I'm trying to play on a few different servers, trying to figure out stuff. Like in the sense on what server I actually like plan to play mainly. And right now I can't really tell. That's actually a really nice axe. Would like to take that. Nice. I guess I won't play too much on Awakening right now until they release. Like, release into open beta, I should say. Like, not until they really release. I think that would take a very long time. And that would mean I wouldn't be playing there for a long time. But yeah, maybe like one stream here and there once in a while. I don't think I will continue my journey on Frostscale. Not because I don't like it or anything, but again, I think I have to limit myself to a few servers. Like I shouldn't play on too much, I guess. And I should also deactivate Omen. That was really loud. Where is it? There we go. So yeah, I guess it would make sense to like decide between Valoria or Awakening, but that's something I really don't want to do. Like I really like both servers, and I think I will continue. I think mainly I will focus on Valoria for a bit. And I mean, for the next days, of course, Nostalrius. But not too much, because again, I want to go for the fresh restart. But it also means that I probably will freeze Kronos for now. I won't delete my characters or anything. It's really just that, well, I guess it's quite self-explanatory, right? Oh, hey, thanks for the subscription. Very much appreciated. Yeah, but again, you really don't want me to shave my mustache, Hexagon. You really don't. I guess I should not have said that, but no, I probably won't, believe me. It's... If you think this face is ugly already, then you don't want to know what's beneath it.
Stay away from them.
Yeah, I think also, Aiden, that they are, like... It sounds quite similar, right, with the classless approach, and both are custom servers, but then again, they are just very different in a lot of regards, and I think it's completely fine. Okay, I completely butchered that sentence. But really nice, like already getting quite equipped here. Good stuff. And we also found a mood ring, which is quite amazing. Plus 25 silver will help out a lot at the start. Basically will allow us to get like 4 better bags, which is amazing. We also can get rid of the quiver. Okay, looking good. I think we can also get rid of the tough jerky. It will take some time until we can actually tame a pet. So yeah, let's get a few small pouches. And yeah, let's stack up on a few arrows. Like, by the way, also like a quality of life thing I really like that they did to increase the arrow threshold, if that's the right word for this. That they allow you to carry more on one stack, like from 200 to 1000. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I mean, I guess the open world PvP kind of approach is already enough. Like, even if this server would be similar on any other regard, which is clearly not the case, but even then it would be completely different because of this whole open world PvP and dropping your items. Like, this is just insane. And yeah, there are more than enough reasons to have a clear line, like to differentiate those servers and to play on both. Valoria is just a much more relaxed and much more PvE oriented kind of approach. And I like it for that. It makes streaming much more enjoyable, especially with the way I like to do things. Which, as you probably noticed by now, is not really anything chaotic, hypey or crazy. But it's the thrill about WoW Awakening that also keeps me on there. It's super frustrating to get ganked and like lose items. But to survive such encounters and maybe to even counter kill certain enemies just feels so good. I think with the current weapon that we got, there's a good chance that we can go for some sort of melee hunter build here. Just so much more damage. Yeah, this plays like Legion basically. From what I've heard, there's like a meaty hunter skill tree right now, which sounds quite interesting. Oh, by the way, I need some answers from you. I'm currently thinking like around next year. Like, I'm really intrigued by Legion, basically. I really would like to play it, but like I have this own kind of policy where I think that private servers that go for recent content, that go for like the recent expansion, they are quite hurtful to the community, and yeah, I mean for obvious reasons, right? But so what I want to say is that I don't really like to play on a private server like this, even though like Firestorm apparently is working really well. But like Mr. Game Master Review keeps tweeting about it, how well everything is, and but would it be okay for you if I do some Legion content, or is that like something that you are really against? Like you would just completely rebel against it? Would be nice to know, because actually I think I would like to play it for a bit. It's like the first expansions I just completely passed on. Like until that I played everything and I quite enjoyed everything. Again, it's different, but it's fun, I think. And so I would really like to try out Legion. I kind of regret that I did not, because from what I've heard, it should be pretty good. But yeah, it would be the official thing and not like not like a private server.
Strength and honor. What do you need?
I mean, private servers have two main arguments for them. One is that it's like old content that can't be played any longer, and the other one, yeah, no, that's basically it, right? Like, it's not available anymore, and oh yeah, and it plays much different than the current kind of retail WoW. And like those are the two things I think that make it viable for us to actually argue for private servers. And if you take those 2 points out of the equation and play on a private server that is Legion content, then that leaves you pretty vulnerable and basically says, hey, I kind of enjoy this content, but I'm just not willing to pay Blizzard money. So if I would try out Legion content, I really would do it on the official road. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it, like not to support the company or like the way it's developing right now. That makes sense. Just so stupid of me. I mean, again, I played pretty much every expansion so far, and like from what I've heard, Legion is really one that did a lot of things right, and that is a very decent and good expansion, and that's exactly the one I did not get, and just makes me a bit angry that I was like so stupid. But I have to add that but I'm just like it came at a time where I was pretty happy with playing on private servers, so I did not feel the need to actually go for the expansion, like go for the retail experience. Okay, I'm not too sure if I should pick up any sort of main profession if I will stay on the server long enough to make it worth it. But I guess skinning is always something that is quite nice. Although, like, for us to learn skinning, we have to go to Orgrimmar, which is quite a walk. And but I think if we are there, our Hearthstone is back. Okay, I think we will do it. I think we will just learn skinning real quick. Should be okay. Hope that's okay for you. Yeah, I heard it's very grindy again. Like that, it's basically almost impossible to have like a twink or like a decent twink because of the reason that you have to do a lot of grinding with that one as well, and that it's like more about a main, like a really solid main character again, and twinks are more like, yeah, something for the side, right? Like if you don't invest a huge amount of time, then you basically can't play them on a high-end level. I guess RDF is always an option, like, or like looking for raid. But yeah. Can understand why that drives some people away. Yeah, a lot of progression, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I mean, makes sense that because of that, twinking is really hard because you have to, like, you can actually grind so many levels into all different sorts of things. By the way, one thing I like to do is, in case I start a new character, just go straight for Orgrimmar and learn skinning and half-step back to the Valley of Trials, for the sole reason that you can already skin those mobs in that area, and at least you with some extra leather, and on some servers it's even bugged out and you get like dragon scales and like medium leather. But that's not on every server, just on a few. It's like the do tables are not quite well scripted on most servers regarding the value of trials. But yeah, it helps you getting your leatherworking going, and also your skinning, of course. Oh yeah, the whole discussion about legendaries, I've noticed that one as well. Like, again, I'm not even playing there, but like that basically you can obtain so many of them, and like it's really luck dependent to some extent, like to get a legendary, but then you can kind of just get them out of random treasures or everything. Like, it's super weird. Like, I really think legendaries should be something you either work for really long, or yeah, they are pretty hard to obtain basically. But like having them randomly drop from treasures or like from random quests, it's just pretty weird, I think. It's not really like legendary. Like, I think legendary item is some sort of benchmark, something really unique and crazy. But yeah, I guess times change, and maybe that's just a very old-fashioned way to look at it. And I mean, after all, it's just an item, right?
You come get the voodoo. Be good. Spirits be with you, man.
I mean, the thing is, they,
Careful, man.
like with each expansion, they kind of have to provide something, like they have to go up and up and up and up, and I think at a certain point it's just not possible anymore, right? And you have to do some crazy stuff, like, well, for example, this, like handing legendaries out in such a way that you can obtain more of them, and it's very weird, but I can kind of understand why they have to do it. It's the same thing like with the increasing and totally ridiculous heal and damage numbers, and like the stat numbers on items. Again, like at a certain point you can't go any higher, and I think they are trying to do this by adding more legendaries to the game, which completely, but then again, it completely defies the reason for legendary and the actual, like, use or the charm such a legendary has, right? It, like, in that way, it feels like an epic item, and that's just very, very strange.
Relax. What you looking for? Lita.
Yeah. I guess they want you to invest quite some time into it, like RNG wise. That you have to get really quality, and I mean, it's very frustrating, I guess, if some people they just get it on like their first few tries, and you are there farming and farming, and you don't really get anything out of it. Makes for a really weird kind of rewarding system. I don't like that. I think like rather to have like this end goal of something, and you have to get there by doing a lot of stuff, but you know, okay, once you do all that stuff, you get the reward you are working towards. Like for me personally, that would be a much better way to handle things, in spite of just like handing them out so randomly. I mean, if you think about those first legendaries, like in vanilla or in TBC, even Wrath of Lich King, like Shadowmourne, I think was the name. It was like super hard to obtain it, and you had to have a lot of time, a lot of friends to help you out with that. And yeah, makes it kind of weird to just like hand them out in the way of, oh, you did a random quest, okay, maybe you get a legendary in this one. No, so yeah, I'm playing on Primal WoW. It's like, I thought it would be a very rocky and laggy way today on Nost, so I play on another server basically, because I wanted to avoid it. Yeah, the scaling, like it's also quite weird, because they scaled it down in Wallets of Trainer, I think, to get it a bit more even, like to don't get incredibly ridiculous numbers. But like from what I've heard, like it's back to that point again already, and it's just very weird. Alright, let's get him some more music. Yeah, Hexagon, exactly. Like also regarding lore and everything, it's just very weird to just hand them out like that. Usually it should be something very important that really only a few people on the realm should be able to obtain, right? But again, it's just very hard for Blizzard to actually balance stuff like this out, because they have to do more and more and more. It's kind of like with the same thing with Dragon Ball Z, where they actually like at some point it's just like ridiculous. Like you have to, I don't know, they were at a point where Dragon Ball Z when you didn't even were able to see fights with the human eye because it was so fast, and like they had to go on top and on top and on top of that, and like by some point it was just completely ridiculous. Like I think that's also the problem with Blizzard right now, that they have to improve and to make things like go even more insane, even more powerful, and to make your character feel even stronger. And like I think that's also something that I would have done differently, and that is something that a lot of people feel is quite bad. That your character is right now like this hero, this complete crazy kind of killing machine that actually, like, I don't know, is the hero of Azeroth and everything, and not just some random dude who, well, plays with a bunch of other people to accomplish something, to bring some giant lore boss or something down. By this point, you are basically the legend as well, like, and that's just, it's so weird, because then again you have all those other players that are also like those kind of, I don't know, godly kind of character, and it just makes not too much sense to me. Like, it's a very personal preference, but I actually kind of like to be the underdog, and like just being like one small soldier in this whole world, and like to grouping up with someone and then bringing a big figure in the Warcraft universe down. I think that's, I mean, like the first time playing World of Warcraft, it was just so amazing to do stuff like this. But yeah, I guess that's the whole direction the game is currently going in general, right? Like going into some sort of more like an RPG than an MMO RPG. You seem to agree with me there. But I mean, again, like, what would have been better? Like, was there another way to do this, or was this like a development that actually could not go another way? That's the thing I'm asking myself. Like, as a player, you also kind of want to improve, and you want to, I don't know, like, you want to do more damage, you want to see some change. Like, if everything would stay the same throughout the expansions, I think there's some lack in the sense of progress, and progress, like, for your character is something really important. And so I'm just wondering, like, what would have been the right way to do this, right? Like, was this something that just had to happen, or is there like actually a way to go around stuff like that? So sorry if you are still here. Looks like we had some issues with the stream. Alright, should be back on track. So let's try to get back on the chat. Like, what were you talking? do you actually think like it had like a lot of criticism I hear about vanilla WoW is that a lot of these specs are kind of like unicorn specs, or they are much weaker than their counterparts. Do you think this is actually like a good thing? Like, would you argue that, for example, having certain weak kind of classes and builds, like the thing is right now everything is super balanced and like pretty much everything is viable, and I mean that's very nice to some extent, but was it actually a good thing to have certain specs that just pale in comparison to other specs, like just for the sake of some variety? Because if you balance everything out, and it's kind of hard to explain, but in that way I guess it all becomes kind of a mush, like some gray matter. If everything is balanced and everything is viable, then not sure if I explained this right. Because then on the other side it's very frustrating for certain classes to have their, like, for example, take Moonkin in vanilla, like something you did not really see that often, just because, well, it just did not deal enough damage. But as I mentioned, it also had its upsides, right? Like there was like only one Moonkin in a raid for the certain buff it provides, and like it had its other like upsides, but I guess for like Druid players it was very, very frustrating, like not being able to get that much into raids. Yeah, Hexagon, I think that's a pretty good way of phrasing it. Like, you should try to balance the game in a way that every class, like every spec has its place, but that it still plays kind of different, right? Like, I also didn't like that they, like for example, if you take a certain AP buff, like attack power buff from the warrior, and then you have the same kind of buff that overrides that ability from I don't know, like from a paladin. Like this is like the one thing that comes to my mind right now. So I think I don't think I like that. Like having the same abilities under another name, and that override each other, and that you can't actually like use them on top of each other. Twictus is the Primal WoW server. This is basically a 3.3.5 Rough Lich King servers that is kept at vanilla content right now. Yeah, again, the thing about this whole discussion is like all has its upsides and its downsides, right? Like if you try to balance every class and make it feel like make the playstyle kind of feel the same and the damage output, and it kind of like the purpose is lost of getting different kinds of classes into your raid. But if you don't balance it out well enough, then yeah, we are kind of left with some classes that just are not that viable, and like people are getting frustrated that their class is not balanced in that way. So yeah, again, there are a lot of arguments that can be made for both sides, I guess. I think the way I would prefer it is that like every spec and every class would have its place in the raid, but still would like the playstyle would still feel very different. But it's something that is probably very hard to accomplish. Yeah, exactly, Aiden. Thanks for phrasing that in a way that makes it quite understandable for people that don't understand my gibberish. That's very nice of you. That's basically exactly what I'm trying to say with this. And Trick, yeah, nice to hear that you are playing on the... I think it's Valoria probably, right? What do you mean? What do you mean on Frost Scale? That's also like... you probably talk about Frost Scale, right? That's also quite a nice rough Lich King server. Just wanted to get that chest over there. I really have to set my macro. This clicking is so horrible. Sorry, I just like looked real quick on my stream. I think I have some issues again regarding the lag, or like some blackouts here and there, so sorry about that. But I think everything should be fine again. Just reading Surya's comment right now. Yeah, I think Wrath is a pretty nice compromise, right? Like it still managed to make specs feel different, but also like balanced in a kind of way that really not many classes were like, or like not many specs were actually completely unviable. So I think also that's quite a accomplishment and something they should aim for, in my opinion. Again, I kind of like the idea of having different buffs or debuffs on the enemy that stack up on each other, even though it would get a bit ridiculous and you could do a lot of more like DPS if you basically have every single class in the game in your raid. And it's just something like I just think it's really nice. Like it really emphasizes the whole kind of different classes and specs and play styles, and I don't like the idea of certain buffs overriding buffs from other classes. I just don't like that. It feels so, I don't know. Like, for example, if you want to go into a raid as a Moon King and you have the crit aura, and then the raid leader is like, oh no, actually we already have a mage that provides this buff, and that also does more DPS. So it would be actually quite cool if, in some way at least, they could stack up, and which would make it possible for the Moon King also to find its place.
What do you need? Now.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice. Very nice of him. Oh yeah, I'm just realizing it. A lot of people are currently flooding the stream. Hello everyone. Welcome to the channel, to the stream in general, and thanks Mr. Game Master Reuse for sending a few people over. Yeah, we are currently playing on Primal WoW.
Strength and honor.
Because I'm a special Snowflake. And therefore the launch would go pretty bad. Which it's not, which is amazing. And hats off to Nostalrius, to Elysium, for their magnificent work on the server. That they actually provided such a nice launch. But yeah, we are basically playing something else today.
What can I help you with? Go with honor. Blood and
Oh, it's actually like, is Nostalrius currently struggling a bit about the whole launch. I really thought it would be okay. I think all that stuff will go into the bank. Should get a few silver out of this, I think.
farewell.
Okay, let's do the troll quest line. It's actually quite hard around this area without a pet. But on Rough Lich King, it's quite okay. Like in vanilla, before you have a pet, like this quest line is just complete horror. Like this hub right here. Really not a big fan of that. I guess we could zoom a bit. That's better, right? Like right here on the Echo Isles. So. Okay, one thing I would like to do is set up my macro finally. So excuse me while I do that. Alright, there we go. I will add pet attacker to it, so we can have the auto shot, the hunter's mark, and our pet attacking with one button. So I like to do this. By the way, if you you get this quest we are going to do right now very early, the soul and spirit. I would recommend you to always keep that and to do it once you are doing the from the wreckage quest. Because you still have to swim around and find stuff in the water. So yeah, while doing that you actually can complete the other quest as well. So it saves you some time. But that just as a short side note. I think my screen blacked out again. I really don't know what it is, and I'm very sorry for that. Like that the stream cuts out from time to time. Looks like the pathing is a bit bugged. But I don't mind that as a hunter. It's actually quite nice for us. There should be like a chest around this area, I think, on this ship. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, sorry for the flickering. I hope we can fix that. Like, I can't really fix it right now, but I hope it like won't occur that much. Because so far I think it has been pretty okay. But it looks like sometimes there are just a few issues with the streaming. Sorry, I did not really chat for a bit. Not too sure of something like what you're talking about right now. By the way, Aiden, your comment just reminds me of something. If you want to play on the server, you can also, like, I think if you have a character on a high level, like on any other server, you basically can ask there's some sort of process on the website which allows you to actually get that character on Primal WoW. Like, of course, it can't be higher than level 60. But in case you don't want to level on Primal WoW, you can just transfer a character over and they will basically create a copy of that character for Primal WoW. So that's something nice to know. But since I like to stream leveling and since I like to level, I thought, hey, why not just go for a new character, right? Really I would not know, like, if I would be on if I would be on a level 60 character on Primal WoW right now, what I would do. So let's just stick to that one right now. Yeah, about Nost and about Elysium, that's actually really, really nice that they were able to save the database. It's just like, it would be really insane if everything would be lost. So good thinking by them to keep that stuff around and, well, to still have it. But I also agree with you, Salya, even though I have some characters on the old server and I'm quite glad that they are like restored, I still will go for something new when the new server launches. It's actually not even that good to kite enemy NPCs, because our axe, like our two-hand melee weapon, is so much better than our ranged one. Also should remember to skin the enemies. Keep forgetting that. yeah, I can totally understand people that don't want to go for that whole stuff again. I mean, that's completely fair. So again, as my saying goes, it never hurts to have some options, right? And so it's quite nice that they give you both kind of ways. If you want to level new, you can do that. If you want to be on your old character, you can do that. And like one argument I guess you could throw against this is like about population. But like on Nostalrius, this won't be an issue. Like, no way. It will split up the community to some extent, of course. But I think this is actually a good thing. Like, just having like fresh servers or just one fresh server would be completely insane. With all the current hype and like old players coming back, new players adding to that would be madness. And so it's really nice that they take away from this a bit with this. Yeah, we really seem to get some lag here and there again. I'm not too sure why. I'm really not. Like, my kilobytes per second are really fine. Like, actually, like the bitrate, I downgraded it so much. And the quality, like the video quality, is already a bit worse than it used to be. But still, I seem like I don't know if that's my internet provider, if that's something I have to fix, but it's just super weird. By the way, guys, if you enjoyed the stream so far and yeah, if you like content like this, then a rating would be much appreciated. Helps out a lot. And if someone knows something about the like current development on the streams and on the launch from Nos, then would be much appreciated if you could give me some news about this. Quite interested how everything is going, and like if there have been some streams that have been taken down already or something. Oh, thanks for the subscription, Lord Dudu. Oh, that will take some time, Tonio. Probably next year, like only 1 week. Like it really takes some time, and having done like the second one after the first one in only 1 week, I don't think I will be able to do this again. I mentioned this earlier on stream, but it also depends on what kind of material I can get and what I can find. So yeah. You can help me out though to make it a bit faster. Like I have an email, like under the Shitty Digest videos, there's basically a link and you can send all sorts of different stuff. Like, I shouldn't say that, please don't. Please only WoW related stuff that you think is funny or that you think is stupid or anything. Then you can send it there, and then I have some material to work with. And I can also like credit you if you want, like some sort of I don't know, material provided, or like clip by so yeah. It's really nice how far you can see on the server. Not too sure if that's like... I think like on the other servers I've played on so far it was a bit decreased, but it looks like on Primal WoW they did quite a good job with like keeping this at the range that it is right now. And sometimes it's just really nice to, you know, kind of hold in for a second maybe and maybe just look at a few things. Just looks very nice. Like for such an old game, World of Warcraft still kind of fascinates me from time to time. Like how well the whole atmosphere and the graphics actually keep up. That's quite amazing. I was already excited of maybe getting a new bow, but nope. Just pretty bad stuff. I think, like, I'm not sure, but I think like weapon skills are a bit custom on the server. Like I don't think you already have like daggers and swords like from the get-go as a troll hunter. But I might be wrong. Like I've played on a lot of custom servers recently, so my perception might be a bit shifted or like just completely wrong. But I think swords and daggers is something you have to learn if you start out as a troll in Undercity. But I'm quite glad we have it. Helps out a lot. Not complaining. Oh, you mean about footage? Yeah, maybe I can do that. I mean, there's like a whole site, I think, dedicated to old World of Warcraft footage. I think it's like WoW movies or something. So, yeah. Maybe I find something there. But I also, like, to some extent, I also would like to stay a bit up to date and to stay original, like not just copy some old clips. So, like, getting some new footage is always nice, I guess. But it's a good idea. I should look into that. Yeah, Warcraft movies, exactly, yeah. It sounded like I had a stroke there, sorry. Getting too excited by getting a word right, I guess. I was about to say, like, are we combat bugged? But no, I just pulled like another enemy. Okay, am I dying here? Okay, I really should just run, I think. And I probably should also activate my health bars. Yeah, almost died there, wow. That's pretty bad. Like, I think if I would have died there, I probably would have ended the stream. But nonetheless, like, besides that, I think we won't be streaming for too much longer, maybe like 20 minutes. Maybe I will try to log on to Nostalrius, but probably off screen. But just to see like if I can join my old character. That's very nice of you, to update old sites and to provide them with some recent information. But a very good point actually, that a lot of the old sites are probably riddled by some bugs or like malware. Okay, line of sight is really not a thing. Oh, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the stream, to the channel. Ooh, that's pretty insane. I was already quite happy with my +4 attack power, but I'd take this any day. +4 agility on such a level. That's quite amazing. Okay, I think I have to run. I also have to add the like in combat kind of thing. Combat text. Combat state, there it is. That was the thing I was talking about. Alright. Yeah, new server, so there are a few things I did not set up yet, so that's why this... Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. It's something very important for me. Like seeing if I'm in combat actually. I mean, lore-wise and also design-wise, Echo Isles are really, really nice, but I'm not a big fan. Like, those trolls are just so strong with their heals and all sorts of different abilities. But yeah, it's okay, you can see. On vanilla, probably I would have died already a few times, I could imagine. Oh, that's very nice of you, Tantrum. Like, you don't have to send me gold or anything, but some bags would be much appreciated. Always nice. Come on. Yeah, that's the Fjord music here from Wrath of the Lich King. I think also one of my favorites, like not quite as great as the Grizzly Hills theme, but pretty good. Oh, I think we were a bit out of range for that one. Oh, that's very nice, thank you. Yeah, you're right about the grouping thing. Like, especially on vanilla. I mean, in some way, it almost is some sort of mini instance, right? Like all those quests, all these standard mobs, like also the, I don't know, the way it is structured. Again, Wrath of the Lich King made a lot of things easier, improved a lot of quality of life stuff, and like the leveling experience is no exception. This area right here, I think I talked about this earlier, but back in vanilla, this is like as a hunter, as a rogue, as a warrior, it was horrible to be here. But it's just one of those quest hubs you can't pass up on. Gives so many experience. The trick of the trolls is to wait a bit until they are quite low and basically save your cooldowns. Like Raptor Strike into Arcane Shot. If you time it correctly, you might be able to kill them before they get a heal off. But it's not that easy. Also have to get a bit lucky, I guess. I think I still will open the chest. Just so it won't. Well, otherwise some random player would be very disappointed if he just opens this for some cheese. As you can see, it's quite possible to kill those guys before they get a heal off. But it requires some timing. And maybe also lucky crit. I remember in Cataclysm when... Yeah, like in Cataclysm you got your pet right from the start, right? That was the change. Or was that... Huh. Actually, I can't remember right now. But when was the point where you got your pet from rank 1? That was Cataclysm, right? In any case, that expansion where that happened, like leveling became so much better. I mean, you can, as you can see, even without a pet before level 10, it's quite okay. Like, not a big deal. At least not in Wrath of the Lich King. Like being able to kite those enemies while you are striving away. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you very much that you actually make your way down here. I mean, you could have sent it, but that's really nice of you. Thanks. Okay, only one more voodoo troll. I think we killed a few more of those hexed ones. More than necessary. So let's see. There we go. I think the cooldown should be... I think I got a crit there, so let's see if we can time this right. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's possible, as you can see, not a big deal. Okay, looks like the crawler wants to run away. Okay, there he is. Yeah, looks like the swimming kind of hitboxes, they are quite buggy on the server. Fortunately, like high-end gameplay, that won't matter too much, right? I mean, there are no underwater dungeons. Holy shit. Underwater dungeons, alright. And so that's not a big deal. I guess it's quite helpful, especially like for a hunter, being able to do this. But yeah, worth pointing out that this is not intended. Looks like they have some sort of path they are kind of fixated on or fixed on. That's quite interesting. Yeah, I noticed this already. That happened to me. You're right. Like I killed an enemy up here and then he basically just all the way to the dark ground of the ocean. I've quite a bit conscious about you, like getting here and trying to bring it to me, because I don't think I will be playing for that much longer. But again, it's like super nice of you. I think I will have to destroy a few things first. Oh wow, level 16. That's pretty amazing. Thank you very much. Let's let's give you something in return. Just because I can't really, I don't want to throw. Oh, and 10 gold. That's really nice of you. Thank you very much. That will make for a very nice and good start in the server. I will just like get rid of some gray stuff and then I will equip those new backpacks. So thank you very much. That's really nice. That will make questing so much easier.
Me got the good stuff, man.
I really like the accent of those trolls. Oh no, I need that one. Skinning knife. Okay, let's send in a few quests before we equip those backpacks.
Relax. Who you? Okie dokie. See ya later.
I always love handing in at once. Has something very rewarding, very satisfying. And yeah, sticky glue, by the way, amazing for hunters. Like this is so good, and it actually works until quite a high level. Like nothing too crazy, but for the first few levels, it's pretty amazing.
You seek me help? Me come local.
Let's see what we can get from. Okay, only flying until now. Okay, this might be a bit bugged, or I'm just like super unlucky to only get this. But there are like a bunch of a bunch of voodoo. Ah, there we go. I was about to say, like, you can get like super drunk, but I think you can just deactivate it. Okay, you can't. All right. Looks like we have to work with this now. But yeah, again, I think I will end the stream rather soon. By the way, neat little trick I like to do. If you have some sort of sorting add-on, then yeah, then swap your bags. Like if you want to equip a new one, a bigger one, swap your bags and then you let it sort it out, and then you can basically equip them because they empty your old ones. I think it's a bit faster than just like manually trying to empty your bags. Alright. I think we will take the Hearthstone back to Razor Hill, and
How you doing?
that's probably the point where we can say goodbye. So let's do that real quick. Well, that's since quite some time then, yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for providing me with those nice gifts. Yeah, as you can see, sometimes it pays out to be a streamer. Gladly, I did not have to show my tits yet, but I don't know, maybe that's subject to change, you decide. But all joking aside, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short stream, and I wish you a very great time on Elysium, on Nostalrius, if you plan to play on that. And other than that, have a great day. Thanks for the nice chats and everything. I see you guys next time. Until then, stay awesome and bye.